Look at the Eastern Conference Finals. What was the biggest, most glaring weakness throughout that series, right? Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, it was Bam. But who do you have to guard him? So I mean, the game has changed so much. What do you do that is going to change the game and change the tenor of you as a team? You have two great players, two great young players, Tatum and Brown. Kemba is still a great player. What do you do with Gordon? Is Gordon a guy who you're going to still keep? Because Gordon is owed $35 million this year. It's a player's option. So Gordon Hayward, he ain't opting out of that. Not like Al did. Al opted out of that to go to Philly, where he had a wink, we're going to give you $100 million.
Right. Completely different situation.
Yeah,
right.
So it's a completely different situation because think of it, Al had played well.
Right, but Gordon Hayward played well too, Max. People forget.
Man,
how soon they forget. Now, obviously, the injury didn't do him any favors, but...
Buddy, what have you done for me lately? That's all it boils down to.
You don't think a team would be willing to, obviously, not give him an Al Horford-like deal, but let's say, I don't know, between 17, 20 million a year?
I don't know, man.
60 million, 3 years?
I still think you're going to...
Something like that?
Well, you look at the salary cap. Look at the money that the NBA lost this year. Are people willing to make that commitment to a player who has been often injured? Now, before he got here, never was injured, but then got here and has had buzzer's luck. Has had what have we seen out of 200 games? We've seen him healthy maybe 100, 120. So I think that alone. So. What are you going to do? You keep hearing people talking about trades, and one of them was Marcus Smart to Golden State for the second pick in the draft. There's a kid named Weissman who is out there, who went to Memphis and played under Timmy Hardaway, Hardaway, Anthony Hardaway.
Anthony Hardaway, right?
And played for only a couple of games before the NCAA came in and essentially told him he was ineligible, and he sat out. 7-footer. I don't know that much about him, but 7-footer, able to shoot the ball from the outside, good rebounder. Are you willing to make that kind of move? What do you have to give Golden State? People say, well, you give them Marcus Smart. Well, they have to give Marcus Smart. They have to give you back something other than the pick. That's one thing people don't realize. When you make a trade, that trade is to get a draft choice means zero. What you have to do is get back comparable money. And who does Golden State have over there that would be comparable money? Would you want to take a flyer on a Wiggins at $30 million? And who has been... You say, has he been really productive? He's had an All-Star year.
Yeah, but, I'm not crazy about it. One thing people forget too, also, the Golden State Warriors have that trade exception. Now, the exact figure in there, I'm not quite sure, but because of that, that's able to absorb some of that contract or some of that space that would be left behind. Now, is Marcus Smart enough? You probably have to throw in a couple other players, but off the principle alone, I'm not crazy about the idea. Because if you're bringing in someone from the draft, we don't want someone like Wiseman, right? You want someone more guaranteed. Durant, I don't know.
Well, you'd love to have polish.
Anthony Davis, something that's going to be guaranteed.
Is he the kind of guy you can grow with? Is he that kind of guy you can grow with? He's either 7-footer that you can grow with. Well, now, just think of it this way. Okay, let's do it this way. If you have Tatum and Brown and Wiseman together, 3 young players, that could be a foundation for a long time.
Yeah, but Max, that's the thing.
What you're able to do.
With this team, I don't think this team is a foundation for the future. I think this team is good enough for now. And if James Wiseman isn't that guy to put you over the top, then I say don't do it. Because if you take away Marcus Smart, screw the stats. Because I'm tired of hearing it. I don't care about how many numbers he put up, this and that and the other. I'm talking about the heart and soul of the team, the heart and soul of that defense. You can't just remove someone like that and think it's going to be replaced.
Heart and soul of that team.
It doesn't work that way.
From a personality standpoint. Yes, I totally agree. But
again, if this is a Kevin Durant or that kind of draft, then yeah, let's do it.
But but if you're Danny, you have to make a move. So it's going to be just a crazy year. I mean, I'm not sure if the Lakers make moves or the Clippers make moves or And then on top of that, let's add a piece that's going to be really good. Golden State. They got Clay coming back.
Don't sleep.
They got the second pick in the draft.
They could take your boy
Wiseman. And Curry.
Wiggins.
So you got some pieces there that you're looking going. It's not bad. That's not bad. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Let me ask you this: if you're the Golden State Warriors, are you praying that this Christmas thing goes down? This Christmas miracle, the NBA starting back up again on Christmas Day?
Why is that?
Because you could just get, I don't know. To me, these guys they're practicing already. If they're not, they're doing it soon. And I just think that all that rest throughout the summer, they were working out, Max. They weren't just chilling.
They might have been working out.
They're having their own,
Yeah,
camp.
You're working out, but it's nothing. It never can duplicate what an NBA game.
Yeah, but you don't think they'll be way more fresh than, let's say, the Los Angeles
they're
Lakers?
going to be. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's their
So
point,
that would add to it.
Well, people been saying for a while, LeBron's going to sit out maybe the first month of the season.
I think that's going to happen. I think I absolutely could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's and he would be completely. I wouldn't be against that. What would you get? What, 12 weeks off? Not even.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. If this thing goes through, how do you feel about it? What are you hearing? What are you hearing through the grapevine?
I'm hearing essentially the same thing you're doing. I heard for a while somebody said, well, maybe on the 12th or 13th of December.
That's crazy, man.
That camp starts back, or the 2nd of December. Right. Saying it just ended, and
wow.
less than a month ago. So you're saying you got 60 days off, and you're right back to the grind again. And Golden State, as you said, they have, and some of these teams have been off over a year.
8 teams.
It's off for a year. You haven't even played no ball.
Right.
Like Golden State, haven't even played. Klay Thompson was out, missed, went down with his knee injury, didn't come back, missed the whole season. Season doesn't start again until December. Klay Thompson's thing is he goes to a spot, boom, knocks down shots. And I'm sure he's back to doing that if nothing else.
The spring's back. Because in my opinion, they're not going to do this all over social media, right? They're going to be like, yo, look out, guys, watch out. No, they're going to do it on the low. Like, I really think that they're focused,
well, the
dialed
thing about
in.
You can't even,
to take down the Lakers, man.
Here's the thing about
you.
You can't do anything on the low now. Okay? You keep saying that. You keep saying, he did it on the low. He did it on the low.
Well, I mean, people can... Nowadays, it's easier because you can't be allowed into certain buildings or whatever. So I wouldn't be
what did our reporter guy do?
Which
on
one?
Zoom? Jeffrey?
Well, that wasn't on the low.
No, he thought he was on the low. So nothing's on the low now anymore.
Yeah, that's your guy.
It really is.
Yeah, tell everybody who you're going to have on the podcast. Who are you trying to get on this podcast? I didn't know until we had that conversation last night when you first found out about your guy.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey who?
I'll let you use it last night since you've been saying it. Who don't want on a podcast? Tell me.
Jeffrey, none other.
Jeffrey Toobin.
Jeffrey Toobin.
I did a show.
Oh, I wish you had him on.
I had him on. I did a show with Jeff Toobin probably about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe more. It was around the time that everything went down in LA with the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
And with Donald Sterling. Yeah. And I was on the show with him. And I was, matter of fact, it was on D Lemon, Don Lemon, and they're introducing. Before we go on, he's telling who the panelists are, and
is this camera working?
Jeffrey Toobin, Jeffrey Toobin was on. He says, "Cornbread, oh, I love him. You love that dude." I was like, "Wow." So, and I was thinking about it, and I've had a couple of people on my podcast. From CNN and all over, Bakari Sellers, people like that. So I was just really interested in having Jeffrey Toobin on with everything right now that's going on with the pandemic, with everything going on with Trump, with all the legal analysts, with all the
COVID.
Supreme Court, the COVID, everything about him, because I thought he'd be interesting dude. And then, bam.
And for those of you wondering, remember every once in a while, Max will call me about something that has nothing to do with sports. This is one of those times.
12 at night, midnight. Josue, what the hell? And I called our guy Nick Josue saying,
"You just go Jeffrey Toobin."
I said, "I wanted Jeffrey Toobin on," and Nick didn't even tell me. Nick didn't know. Our guy Nick did not know until he didn't know until this morning.
Oh, you know why he didn't know? You know why?
Because he watched CNN. But I would have thought that CNN might have said something.
Hell no. They're letting Fox News have too much fun with that shit.
Wow.
CNN was like, yo, let's just...
They must did it.
5-second drop.
They must did it one and done, because I didn't hear anything until all of a sudden I just heard somebody say, "Did you hear what happened with Jeff Toobin?" I'm like, "Jeff Toobin? What are you talking about?" Nah, what are you talking about? And I didn't say anything. I went immediately to YouTube. First I just Googled his name. It just came up Jeff Toobin. Didn't say anything about him. Analyst, lawyer, the ESPN.
Keep scrolling.
Yeah, and then I still didn't get it. And I said, well, if it's not on that, let me go to YouTube and put his name in. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Like how?
And for you, for those who don't know it, Jeffrey Toobin was doing a Zoom call, and somehow on the Zoom call, he thought he was off the Zoom call, or it had ended, or he went to a private room, and he was over in the corner. The camera was still on him. He was over in the corner. Probably looking at some porn and, doing, Bruce Lee
cranking one out.
Fist of Fury. And all of a sudden, everybody like, and then all of a sudden he finds out he was on
my guy. Hey,
Jeff. Somebody needs to just say, Jeff, what the hell? I mean, if that had been you or me, what would happen?
What you mean?
On
what end of that?
What would you and I have said if that had been him? If we'd been on that Zoom call with him?
I'd be like, yo, Jeff, what you doing, motherfucker?
Jeff, what you doing, man? You've been in the middle of a stroke going.
Hey, Jeff, you doing what I think you're doing, my guy?
Y'all can see this? Y'all see me? Let me how it was. Like, watch this.
John Cena.
You should
have did that shit.
Can't see me. Can't see me.
Oh, the best is the apology. My fault, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know my camera was on. Max, that's something you say when you do something else, man. When you pass some gas during a Zoom conversation, I don't know, you get to an argument with your wife or your kid.
What else are you going to say?
Nothing.
You got to say something. What else you going to say? I'm sorry is the biggest equalizer in the world these days.
So what? You saying that if he didn't say that we were going to assume that he fucking did it on purpose?
You just got to say.
I wouldn't assume that.
You just got to.
We all know you didn't know your camera was on. Bro.
You just got to say, "I am sorry." That's how it goes. I mean, Donald Trump's era right now. I'm sorry, my bad. Even Donald Trump pivoted like that.
Yeah, but
at that time he pivoted running for president when he said, you know what? So, Mr. Trump, you were heard saying something, grab him by the, he's like, well, that was locker room talk. And
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys, and we're going to defeat ISIS. What? What did he say? Did he? How'd he go? How'd he get that? That was like the most amazing pivot. I mean, I've never seen a basketball player pivot like that. Boys would be boys, and it was locker room talk, and we're gonna beat ISIS. ISIS? Where's your ISIS? Who the hell asked you about ISIS? We don't need to know about. I'm asking you a question about grabbing a woman by the genitals. And you're telling me about ISIS.
What do you think that phone call was like, though? Because Jeffrey had to call his wife.
Oh!
You know he had to call his wife, bro. You gotta get ahead of that one. Don't let him find out on CNN.
You know what? That's the same thing we said that time with our guy and love him to death. God bless him so. That's the same thing we said about Kobe when he had to call Vanessa
from Denver.
From Denver.
That's right.
I'm in jail.
That's right.
What? For what? Rape.
No. Before even that, you okay? You good? No. You all right?
No. Ain't no woman of color asking you it's gonna be
before for what?
No.
Before the for what?
No.
Not even?
Ain't a woman in life. Cause
are you okay? Not even the are you okay?
No. Every woman I know was gonna ask you the first thing you say.
What you do?
I'm in jail. You call your parents right now. You call your dad right now.
Yeah,
you call your dad right now.
1,000%.
You call your dad right now.
What did you do? That's what he would say.
Easy. Don't be telling me this stuff about, are you okay?
I've never had a wife before. I don't know, man. I've never had a wife before. I would hope that my wife would ask me if I'm okay. I would hope.
Let me tell you, my friend, that's the last. You might get that later on down the line. But you tell somebody, if I call you right now and say, yo, Josue, I'm in jail. The first thing you're going to say, are you all right?
Nah.
No, you're going to laugh.
Honestly, I'd probably give you one of these. You good? What happened?
What happened? Same thing. Same thing.
At least give me that.
It ain't no good.
I hope my wife won't do me like that.
You wouldn't even say you good. You're like, what the fuck, man? What they accusing you of? That's where you go. You don't go, are you okay? Not people of color. Not going to ask you that.
Hospital.
Maybe. If you're in the hospital, you say, I'm in the hospital. You go, are you all right? That's how it goes. You in jail.
I still think my parents would be like, what the fuck you do? Why are you in the hospital?
You in jail? What? For what? That's how it comes down. And I'm sure his wife had to be like, oh my God, how'd that work? Oh. And I'm hoping right now, even more so, maybe in this case, this is one time you think about it, he has kids. Maybe the pandemic is a good thing.
What do you mean? So you can talk to him about it?
No. From a standpoint of being teased.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine going to school and saying what Pops did?
You're a teenager?
If you're a teenager?
Oh, man.
If you're a teenager right now?
You gotta switch schools.
And you going and you
switch school. If that helps.
You're going to go to the other school. That's going along with you, man. What's your name? Anthony Toobin. What?
Who's your dad? Bob Toobin. Don't worry about
it. Yeah. So don't tell me that crap. You talking about?
He's got 3 kids.
I mean, I can't even believe how old are the kids. Is there an age up there? Because this is just unbelievable. Because I'm still in disbelief listening to you talking about. Are you okay?
I'm in tears right now listening to you.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Really? Ain't the wife in the world I know asking you okay. I'm in jail. For what? What'd you do? What they got you there, boy?
This episode of the Cedric Maxwell podcast is brought to you by betonline.ag. The wait is finally over. Football is back. You might not be at the game this year, but you can still be in on the action at betonline.ag. BetOnline is going the extra mile to make sure you can get in on everything imaginable this season. From game spreads and totals to team, player, and coaching props, BetOnline gives you more options to wager than any other place online. You can get in on the action right now. The season opening bonuses is the best way to start you off, wagering on win, division, and championship futures today. Head to betonline.ag and take advantage of all the great sign-up bonuses. That's betonline.ag. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts.
That's another scenario right now you look at and going, my goodness. And we're going to, it's still too soon to even be talking about that, but that's just reality. We're just talking about, how things really happen. How old are the kids?
So the 2 oldest are well into their 20s. The youngest is 11. Ooh. Yeah, that's a bad hit.
The ones in their 20s.
The oldest is 28.
The ones in their 20s right now.
The other one is 22.
The ones in their 20s are going okay. The one that's 11. How do you go explain that to that person?
I don't know, Max.
I don't
like to assume things.
Dad made a mistake.
If I'm one of the older kids and they're like, man, Pop's always been a damn freak.
Yeah.
Pop's always had shit around the crib. Always had porn.
What?
You know, the oldest one found a DVD or two growing up, you know? He found something.
Mine is the wife, though. It don't get it, you know.
She leaving him? What you think?
Nah.
Right?
Nah.
You ain't a real one if you do, right?
Nah.
It's embarrassing, but I mean, shit. Did he cheat?
Yeah.
He cheated?
Exactly.
Oh, you agree with me? Okay.
Exactly.
I thought you said he cheated. Okay.
No, exactly. I have to agree with you. Other than, you know, you look and people make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing, and that's why you said he was sorry. I mean, I don't know.
No, I wasn't laughing at him for saying sorry. I was laughing at him for saying, "Oh, I didn't know it was on," as if like, "Oh, it's cool to just do that in the middle of a meeting." Like,
yeah,
just leave it as sorry and be like,
yeah.
Look, you know, I embarrassed myself. Everything else was fine, but
really,
the fact,
guys,
I thought the camera was off. It's like,
guys, I'm really sorry. That's how you end it. I'm really sorry, and I apologize wholeheartedly to everybody. And boom, you leave it there. You don't go, I didn't know the. So if the cameras, so anybody who's doing a Zoom call with you from now on,
whenever you turn the camera off, that's what you was doing, bro. Like if I'm his friend, that's what I'm thinking. Like, every time you turn the camera off.
Hey man, what's going on, man? Hold on, let me put the camera down. You can see my face? Okay. Why is your body?
You know his boys. He ain't never gonna hear the end of this shit. Yo.
Oh my god!
If he does, then they're not really his friends.
No,
they're not his friends.
No.
Your boy got to give you shit.
Your
for
boys
this,
are gonna give you hell for it. But I mean, that's life.
What they're there for, man.
That's life. You just say you're sorry, you move on, man. Everybody is human. We can all look at mistakes that we've made in life, and we go, wow. Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it. Everybody talks about things you do in life and all these things, but you think about you and, you know, back in the day when you might have drove someplace and you were drunk, and you get home, and then next morning you wake up, you're like, damn, how did I make it home?
Yeah,
that's a mistake that you could have gone out and killed somebody. Again, it's all about circumstances, and his circumstances caught up with him. Obviously.
That's a really good point, Max.
Yeah.
Because obviously in that scenario, the consequences weren't there, but it's still a mistake.
Yeah,
you know, both are mistakes. The other one just luckily, you know, you didn't kill anybody or get arrested.
Right. Like you just said a minute ago. I mean, he wasn't cheating,
right?
Or do you consider that cheating?
I don't.
Okay, so
well, maybe that's why he said he didn't do it on purpose.
It's like, yeah,
I mean, if he did it on purpose, that's like, a little cheap.
Whoa, I mean, here's a guy who has all these books about Trump and what Trump did and this, that, and the other, and what he did with women and on and on.
Oh, man, you see what I'm talking about? I don't like it, man.
And
it doesn't look good.
Here I was wanting to do a podcast with this man. I had to set up.
Yeah. We would have had fun with that one.
Let's go back and dissect this podcast. When I did my podcast with Jeff, he was. Let me stick back and think about that for a minute. I mean,
for some reason, it was only from his chin up. I couldn't see anything.
I really feel sorry for anybody like that it happened to. And more so than that is your family. Yeah, you know, the people that really love you and care about you and how you do that. I mean, I remember distinctly. I remember when I went in the stands in Philadelphia, and my dad said, "What did that man say to Cedric? He's not like that. That's not him." Yeah. And you got to defend something that you see your son or your daughter or your husband will do on TV or is done, and you got to be. You're the one probably suffers as much as they. I mean, when you think about it, you think about some of the worst things you've done, and you're going, "Oh boy, I got to tell my wife, or I got to tell my parents." Like, I know because everybody has that moment. You've had that moment probably with your dad. You're not married, but you've had with your mom. You know,
say something.
This is she gonna say something like,
no question,
man.
Yeah.
can't believe that happened. Or, I can't believe. And then the thing that you do, I think, is just as much as, we it's kind of, it's funny but not funny, but you just think how much you beat yourself up for that.
Yeah.
How much he beat himself up after that.
It's every single day, all day.
What the hell did I just do? He has to call CNN and saying, "Yo, guys, I need some time away."
The New Yorker.
The New Yorker.
For the New Yorker,
I'm gone for a while. They're gonna suspend you. Your livelihood of things you're doing. Your life has just changed. And that's what life is about, though. That's how life can change in an instant.
Yeah, no question. Because I know.
We think about that. Let's think about Kobe Bryant. Life changed in less than a second.
Exactly.
Less than a second. Like he went from being alive to being dead.
Well, we talked about this when you first called me that night, and when you first found out about Jeffrey Toobin. The way I looked at it is, you don't go into that meeting and then just completely trail out. Just all of a sudden your mind goes elsewhere.
You had this plan.
You had maybe not planned, but you were feeling horny going into that meeting.
You had this plan.
You think you planned to do that?
Dude, you got two computers. You on somebody else's site. And it wasn't like nothing. He just all of a sudden like you sitting down in the you remember me? You sitting down making the Zoom, and all of a sudden, hold on, man. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my other computer out here. Let me. Dude.
Okay.
Either way, you went into this, and here's the worst thing about it.
This dude has a problem, though. That's what I'm trying to get at. He has a problem. Like this isn't just. You think you keep the mood just pun intended.
It is what
the mood just struck.
It is what it is. People are addicted to all kind of things.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
People are addicted to gambling. People are addicted to sex.
Exactly.
People are addicted to making money. People are addicted to lying. I mean, it's just one of these things that, it wasn't. Okay, I'll ask you like this.
So it's a mistake, and then he can go get help and come back.
Here's the thing about it. You think this is the first time he ever did that?
No.
Okay, well, that's my point. So don't think that he just went well, this is my first time. I think I got my computer here, and and I got my other computer. I think that it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time while I'm doing this in front of people. I think I'll just do this for the first time. No, this happened before. This probably happened when he was on CNN, when he's home.
So you don't think he has a problem?
I think we all have problems. I think we all have addictions.
I think it could be that, or it could be the way things are now with COVID.
We all.
Well, think about the way things are with COVID. Everything he's doing work-wise is through Zoom. When you're doing it every day, all day.
We all have addictions. So what? So are you saying it's a problem when he's off of Zoom?
No, I'm not saying is that.
Is it a problem when he's off of Zoom?
No, it's a problem where you can't work without doing that. Yeah, it's a problem, Max. It's not like he was chilling in his house and he got videotaped. He was in a meeting. He was working. It was related to the election, man. They were doing the thing. Like, come on, man. You can't just take your mind out the gutter for a second. I think this dude might have a problem. Hey, get yourself fixed. I don't think he deserves to get fired. Get yourself fixed. Come back and try to carry on with your career. At least as a writer, I don't know about CNN. You might be done with CNN.
Right. Because because
you can't just hop on CNN like nothing happened. You can't just come on Monday morning in December like, hey, what's up, guys? Yo, look who's back. Yo, Jeffrey Toobin. You remember him, right? You can't just. People don't forget. The fun.
Well, you look at situations, and how many people in this world are actually forgiven for some of their discretions. Donald Trump became the president of the United States. Had a bunch of them. Look what happened with Michael Vick.
I was just thinking of him.
Michael Vick had a problem with killing animals.
People said there was a comeback was ridiculous. It was impossible.
And came back. So, those are things that you look at and going, wow. That's just, and I'm sure there are people who've done worse things.
It's a tough time for a comeback, though, right? Me Too era, social media.
It's
tough.
Then again,
it's possible, but it's tough.
What's the Me Too era got to do with him beating off?
I think it has.
What's Me Too? What was?
I think it's the majority of the country of women saying, "Oh, this is the kind of misogynist behavior where this guy feels comfortable enough to whip it out." There was women in that interview or meeting. Excuse me.
Do we know what he was looking at?
We have no idea.
Okay. We don't know what he was looking at.
But, you can't hear feminists from here saying, oh, what's wrong with this guy? How could this guy have so much power? Who can just pull it out in the middle of a meeting? This guy's sick. They're going to call for him to be fired.
Yeah, I know.
That's what Me Too does. That's why I don't always agree with the whole cancel movement. Obviously, there's some situations where, okay, yeah, go ahead, but it's been a lot of people canceled.
I just think that I think the big thing to have is credibility. The biggest thing is credibility, because if you talk that talk, you got to walk that walk.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there talking about Trump's discretions and what he did, and you turn around and get caught doing Trumpian-like stuff, then now I think that's when people really take you to task.
That's a good point.
I think that's the thing that you look at. It's okay, do as I say and not as I do. How many times we've seen preachers in situations be like that? I remember Jimmy Falwell at one time got up there and had these indiscretions with these women, or the latest Falwell guy that had his wife and had a pool boy sleeping with his wife, and he there watching.
Wow.
And here's a guy who is a Bible-toting Christian,
yeah.
Bible-toting Christian. And he does what he does. Yeah, Kurt Franklin, you said it. Say he had a problem, watching porn. So, but he didn't get caught, did he? Or did he get caught by his wife?
They were separated. I'm not quite sure if they finalized the divorce or they got back together. But they were working things out last time I checked.
So it's there are things about it. As much as there is a little, laughter, it's not laughter like I'm laughing at him. It's just laughing at the situation, because it's just, I just feel sorry for the family. Yeah. I feel sorry for the family. I feel sorry for the person, and I understand that he did it. What I like is, again, that he took responsibility.
Yeah, no question. You have to.
He couldn't do anything else but.
Yeah, you have to show
that's it. When you look at when Trump tells one of these lies, like, I didn't do that. Like he said about John McCain.
No, what about?
I never said John McCain, I never insulted him as a war hero. I never did. And there's a tape.
There's tapes of this.
There's a tape of you doing that. It's a tape.
No, what did you say when? No. Did you watch the last debate? Well, obviously you did. What did you think of when he said, "No one cares more about black people than me"? Excuse me. Besides Abraham Lincoln. The look on Biden's face, he couldn't even hide it.
No one. But this isn't the first time he said this.
Right.
And if you say that, then Donald Trump, let me ask you about those Central Park 5 that you persecuted.
Yep.
And then once they were found guilty, you still said they were guilty. How about Barack Obama saying he wasn't born in America? How about those shithole countries that you come from?
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about?
My parents come from.
How about
the Latinos? That's where they come from.
How about Puerto Rico, when you said it's an island surrounded by water, a lot of water? Really? How about when the Nazis were fighting the people of color in Charlottesville, and you said there were both good people on both sides?
On both sides.
Is that what Lincoln did?
He supported the white supremacists, I guess.
Is that what Lincoln did? So, come on, man. Though I kidding. For me, I was insulted. And for a person, and you can vote for who you want to. I understand that. Everybody has their own vote. But my God, man, as a person of color, I would find it hard, impossible to vote for Donald Trump. I would find it impossible with some of the things that have happened.